This is a Global Original Podcast. Hello.
So, why are we only starting at 13:07?
Because I sent you the invite to join this at about 5:02, you moo. Anyway, what's so busy? What's so important about your day? I can't, all week long I've been getting, I've got to start bang on 12. Can we start a little bit earlier? I've really got a lot to do. Yeah.
Well, it's not difficult, is it? You know, it takes 10 minutes for that stupid thing to come through to me. 10 minutes.
Let me ask you this.
It's not good enough.
Let me ask you this. What is so important that you're going to be doing for the rest of the day? I bet it's lunch.
Of course it's lunch, you kid.
You know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day?
Editing the podcast.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what day it is?
It's Sunday.
No, it's my birthday.
Well, I knew that, and I was going to say happy birthday, but because you took so long to send the link through, I thought I'm not saying it.
You can stick your happy birthday up your
Happy birthday, Knickers.
Shut up.
Yeah, well, you were obviously out all day yesterday because I sent you a text and you didn't.
Out? I wasn't out. I was working. God,
working.
You think that everybody has got just drifts through life like you, not doing anything?
Actually, I work in the week. You work at weekends, so you know.
Work.
Sorry about that.
What do you do?
Yeah, work. Work.
Nonsense. What do you do?
I work.
What do you do?
Well, you know what I do.
You don't do anything.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You work 3 hours a week or something?
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
I work 4 or 5 days a week. I do this, which involves reading all of these things, collating them, and then editing the thing afterwards, and then sending it and make sure it gets put up online. And then I do a completely other podcast, which I need to go and research and get all the clips together and then narrate. And then I do 3 shows, each one of which takes all day long until 2 in the morning.
Well, all day long? You don't go on air till 10 at night. How can that take all day long?
I write about 30 pages worth of scripts. That's what takes all day long.
Well, yeah.
You, meanwhile, dash off some old tap for Worst magazine, and that's it.
Look, I've got to go back to the UK this week, and I have to make the most of my time here because I gather the weather there is still shit. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, but you know what's happened in the meantime? That night you've been sunning yourself in France. I've been in the UK.
I know. Oh, I know. Well, I'm sorry that the jab didn't set you free.
I don't accept your apology.
Well,
did I
I'm
mention?
Really sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did I mention it's my birthday?
It is your birthday. I'll be nice to you from now on. It's Mitch's birthday as well. You and Mitch got the same birthday.
Huh. I hear him. See, people don't know who Mitch is, but if you turn on the radio and somebody says, this is Radio Smooth, or oh no, there's actually a smooth radio, isn't there? This is Radio Relax. It's him. He does so many radio stations, and pretty much every voice who tells you what's coming up on a radio station is him.
I know.
And he records it all in his bedroom underneath his duvet, doesn't he? For sound deadening purposes.
I don't know. I'm sure he's got a better setup than that these days, seeing as it's, you know, everybody seems to have to do everything from home now. But yeah, happy birthday, Michelle, if you're listening.
Yeah.
But particularly happy birthday to you, Knickers.
Shut up. No. Not accepted.
I mean it.
So where are you going that's so bleeding important that you've got to get out of the door by 12?
Not 12. I mean, look, you know the situation here. Things open for lunch and then they close at 2:30. So if we don't get in somewhere before 2:30,
yeah,
that's my time, then that's it. We can't eat anything until 7 o'clock at night.
Or can you cook? Can you make toast?
That's not the point. We want to go out.
Right. So I have to haul myself out of bed early, special for you, having got to bed at 2:30 in the morning.
Except you didn't.
I did.
You didn't. You start in the normal time for you, not me, for you. You didn't get up early. I asked if you would, and you said okay. So I've been sat here since 12:30. And you must have meant okay. No, don't bother. You're such an ass.
You can right off. I'm gonna walk out on this if you don't correct your attitude straight away, young lady.
You're accusing me of having a chewed. Good.
Can I just reiterate that you, after this, will go to lunch and get pissed? I am going to be stuck in an office editing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For which, by the way, I don't get a single penny.
Well, I told you to up your share. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. I'd rather do that than do the work.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, send me a check. How's that sound?
Well, no, because that's too complicated tax-wise.
No,
you pay your own tax. I pay my tax. So I'd have to pay tax on the money and then give it to you.
No, it's just a gift.
That's not happening.
It's a gift, Carol. It's just a gift. It's a personal present.
No, thrice no. It's not happening.
I'll tell you what, here's a better idea. Why don't you send me a case of champagne for my birthday?
Well, because
Because you don't want to. Yeah, I know.
I can't.
Of course you can.
No, I can't, because if I order champagne, it will automatically come to my address.
No, and then you'll drink it. Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry, Knickers. We'll have a few little glasses for you on the beach. Don't worry.
I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to hire a Russian hitman to come over and sort you out. I don't care how much it costs.
No, you don't mean that. I mean, look, I mean it. I'm going to have a little...
Where have you gone?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you are.
I was just reaching for my jungle juice. Is that all right?
Oh, God, I suppose so. Right. Let's get on with it. I want to tell Carol that Loose Women is not the same without... This is not me saying this.
Oh.
I want to tell Carol that Loose Women is not the same without her. Can't wait for her to be in on it again. It's never dull when Carol is on, says Nina.
Oh, thanks, Nina. That's nice. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, God.
No, I don't. I don't really agree. That was a joke. Yeah, thanks, Nina. That's nice to hear, isn't it? I'm back soon, next week. Next week.
And this says, hi, Nick, as Carol doesn't read these. You don't, do you?
Sometimes.
No, you don't.
I do sometimes.
I've even gone to the trouble of forwarding them to your email address and you still don't read them. God, what a nightmare.
There's so many. There's millions of them and they always come through with mail delivery refused or something. And it all just, it's a nightmare to have to go through and delete all the non-delivered ones.
Right. Shut up. Hi, Nick, as Carol doesn't read these. I tweeted Carol with a selfie on Twitter that I got her picture and nothing, not even a like. I've enclosed it for you anyway to show that she is a lovely lady. You're not. And our household are very much appreciative. And we even kept the France stamp from her envelope and put it on our fridge. Keep up the good work, Sarah M. again.
Oh, Sarah again. Oh, I probably blocked her on Twitter for stalking me. No, I didn't. I don't block anyone. I never block people. It's pathetic. Well, I've got quite a few followers, and unless I follow you, I probably wouldn't see it. So there's a bit of a problem there. But
what is that with blocking people all the time? You see that all the time. Like, so and so blocked me because I said that they were a ditch.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just don't bother. I think it gives people too much credence, if you like. It's like, oh, they're so bothered by you, they bother to block you. It's like
I'm so important that they went to the trouble of banning me.
Oh, I've been blocked by a few people actually, but most famously
Piers
Piers
Morgan.
Morgan. Yeah.
You knew it was going to be. It's his name comes up in that regard so many times. People say, "Oh, I just got blocked by Piers Morgan."
Oh, he blocks everybody. He blocks everyone. Everyone who doesn't agree with him or repeat everything that he says, he blocks. As simple as that.
This is what I don't understand about people like him. I mean, I don't know how many people he follows or follow him. It must be in the hundreds of thousands.
Millions. No, he's got millions. He's got millions.
Right. But how many people does he follow or pretend that he follows? Hundreds of thousands, probably.
Oh, it's probably quite
which is a nonsense.
Number, yeah.
It's lying. You're not following anybody like that. I mean, I follow, in inverted commas, 50 accounts, most of which are, like the Royal Horticultural Society, and they'll send a picture of a flower or something, and I retweet it because it's delightful. But they're not peppering the internet with thoughts all the time. It's like one a day, something like that. And even I can't keep up with even that amount. I mean, the number of actual people must be no more than 10, and it's impossible to keep up unless you're just sat there all day long. So they're not following them at all. But what I really don't understand is why people like that read comments. I never read comments. I just throw my thought up the internet and just leave it there. I don't then go and check back to see what people thought of my thought. It's madness.
I do sometimes because it amuses me actually that some people are they're just desperate to disagree, and they'll use any kind of pathetic reason to tell you that you're wrong. And when it's not about being right or wrong. Mostly it's a matter of opinion, isn't it? So you can't actually say to someone your opinion is wrong because it's an opinion.
They're like furious farmers just running around their plots. Go, no, that one's not right. No, rip that one up.
It's true, honestly, and it does amuse me. And you know that there are people who are actually employed to dispute certain pieces of information that are put up on Twitter, and it's actually quite disturbing how quickly they'll come back to you as soon as you say something that they think is either, misinformation, disinformation, whatever. And it's unbelievable. It's kind of intriguing in a way, but I never block them. I never even reply to them, and I don't really do anything. I don't like a lot. I follow 1,258 people.
That's ridiculous. No, you don't.
Well, I do, but
it
doesn't. Well, no, it doesn't mean that I follow them. But when they tweet, it comes up on my timeline.
Yeah, but you don't see it though, unless you're sat there 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but no one does. Well, I think people probably do sit. The people who are paid do sit there 24 hours a day. But no, you go on it now and again, and you look at the latest ones, and then that's it. If you miss it, you miss it.
Some people do sit there what seems like 24 hours a day. It's like the gym. We were talking about that a while ago. Every time you go to the gym, there's always the same people there. No matter what time of day you go, they're always there. Always there. I mean, and no matter what time of the day or night you look at Twitter, there's some people who are always on there, like tweeting furiously away. When do they sleep?
I know. I do notice that with some people that I do, genuinely follow and like a lot, and I want to know what they're saying a lot of the time. So
Is
I
it
do
me?
look.
Is one of them me? Keeping in mind it's my birthday.
Well, I do follow you, but I never see you tweet anything unless you tag me in it. Then I definitely see it. I always see anything that anybody tags me in, although I miss Sarah's completely. She tagged me in it because I'm looking at it now.
I put that picture of Charlie Watts and his wife up.
I know, I saw it. I retweeted it.
Yeah, you went as far as to actually click the retweet button. Thanks, Carol. Thanks for your efforts. I was delighted that you read out my email last week about ageism. This is one from a while ago. I'm just wiping up some of the old ones that we didn't get around to.
Yeah.
However, I was flabbergasted when Nick thought I was rude because I started the email with hello. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I always start my emails with hello. What's rude about the word hello? Nick, please tell me, what do you say when you answer your phone? Could it possibly be the word hello? Please explain, says Sue. So rude, Sue.
Yeah, but why is it rude, though? Why is it rude? I don't understand why you think it's rude. And anyway, why do you say hello when actually it's hello?
Huh?
Hello is spelled hello, not hello.
Actually, it's spelled both ways.
No, it isn't.
I bet you. I bet you a case of champagne. Oh, an echoing silence.
Hang on, I'm Googling it. Not
Yeah,
Googling
do that.
it. I'm
Yeah.
dictionarying it.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, hello, or hello. Maybe.
Maybe. No, there's no maybe about it. God, what a horrendous woman you are.
I like saying hello.
I don't give a bat ass what you do and do not like. Hello is how it's written and said.
It sounds posher if you say hello. Oh, hello.
Not coming out of your mouth, it don't.
I can be posh if I want.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, I can.
Nick and Carol, I'm a barrister in London. What's going on? I'm hearing myself back now in echo.
I don't know. I've done nothing.
Oh, I ain't done nothing.
Well, you're always so accusing. Like, what have I done? What have I done? Done nothing.
You turned the speakers up or something.
No, I haven't turned nothing up. I haven't touched anything. I was just on my dictionary, that's all.
Yeah. You sound so posh when you said, I ain't done nothing.
I haven't done anything. Anyway, don't say don't do nothing, because that's a double negative. That means you've done something. Doesn't it? Yes, it does.
Nick and Carol, I'm a barrister in London. I've been for 4 years now. I hate my job. Other barristers are so snobby and up themselves. I'm sick of hearing about their amazing children, Tallulah and Henry and Mozzarella or whatever their middle-class names might be, are at skiing, which they do 8 times a year, or they sacrifice a lamb. I hate it so much. What should I do utilising some of the skills instead? Yours anonymous, or I'll be lynched for not being one of them. I don't know. What skills does a barrister actually have? Remembering stuff. Here's the bad news, Mr. Anonymous. I'll assume you're a mister. Barristers are about to get put out of work by robots.
What?
True. Accountants as well.
Hang on. It's impossible.
Nonsense.
Barristers have to... I mean, their job is a horrible job. I can't think of anything worse. So much reading and...
Exactly, yeah. I mean, and what can remember? Massive amounts of boring information? Computers.
But also there's an element of acting as well, isn't there? Because there are a lot of barristers or legal people who defend people who they know are guilty. How can you do that? I mean, there's no way, no amount of money in the world would make me think that was okay. It's not. I don't know. No, I don't. I'm not very fond of lawyers. Who is?
But I think that all that sort of remembering things, professions, they are about to get put out of business. They don't know it yet because they think they're completely safe and it's just dirty fingernail jobs that are going to get replaced by robots. But lawyers and accountants and all of that kind of thing, you're about to get replaced by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, I can see why accounts software could replace humans, but I can't. Excuse me, I can't actually see that with legal work because a machine can read things, but it can't form an opinion and manipulate people, can it?
Yeah, but you're talking about like murder trials or stuff like that. But most legal beagles, it's traffic violations or. Somebody built a hedge, put a hedge 3 inches onto my property and stuff like that. And all they've got to do is cite some previous example, case closed.
Well, I suppose they're all precedents anyway, aren't they? But I mean, you're talking really about magistrate work, not sort of Crown Court stuff. That really does take a bit of skill. I admire them for. I just don't know how people can sit and read that stuff all night long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So you're about to be replaced by robots. Anyway, the jury is in. You are guilty. Take her down.
Have you ever been done for anything?
No, I've had a couple of cases. Well, one when some dipstick drove into me at the traffic lights at 5 miles an hour. What an idiot! And
Is it me? I've done that before.
have you?
Yeah.
And the other was I overpaid some tradesperson who then refused to give me my money back.
Oh, well, you went to the small claims court then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's if you ever get hauled up for one of those things, then it's very, very boring because you've got to produce an enormous amount of written stuff, which you then have to lodge with the court by a certain date.
Yeah.
Or it's automatically judged against you. And that's what happened. I sent him all of the stuff and I sent a copy to the court by the precise date and he didn't, so he lost. Yeah,
no, that's the good thing about the small claims court. If people don't challenge it or defend it, you win, and that's it. Yeah, so it's quite it's worth doing if it's quite a bit of money, I suppose. Yeah, no, I've never been done for anything, I don't think.
You've got away with it so far.
Yet. Yeah, no, it's getting quite serious in France. Getting quite serious with all the passes and all that stuff. But I don't know. Hopefully it'll go away. I don't know.
Well, if you ever get thrown in jail, I'll send you a postcard, I suppose.
Thanks.
That'll cheer you up, eh?
Thank you. No, I don't think there are jail sentences actually for non-compliance, but I don't think it's really about putting people in jail. I think it's more about raising revenue and getting massive, because some of the fines are just ridiculous. I mean, in the thousands and tens of thousands of euros.
Yeah.
You just think, well, most people haven't even got that money. So what's the point in fining someone 42,000 euros for non-compliance, for not asking people to see their papers? And it's like, well, they haven't got it. So what's the point?
Here, hang on a minute. How are you going to lunch when you have to provide evidence that you've had your jab twice to get into anywhere?
Well, because not everybody gives a shit.
Right, like I said, when you're inside, I'll send you a care package, like a cake with a file in it.
No, I mean the French. What I'm saying is the French are not very happy about it, so that they won't ask for it. So, and if they don't ask for it, yeah, that's it.
You don't get, yeah.
Not many restaurants that I've noticed lately since it came in, which was on the 9th. They all have signs up, but no one physically forces you to show it to get into the place. So, and I know they massively object to it. Protests are getting bigger and bigger in France, and these are people who have been jabbed. They've had the jab, but they don't want to use the pass. You shouldn't have to prove your health status to get into a bloody bar, should you? Really, not anywhere. It looks like the UK is going to get away with it, which is good. Yeah,
I don't want to talk about it, but there are some other things that you've got to have as proof to get into countries. I mean, we're not talking about the virus, talking about other things, diseases. Like, you've got to get your jabs to get into places in exotic destinations. But anyway.
No, it's true. There's no question of that.
Sausages and dingleberries.
That's perfectly reasonable, but not to get into a pub, for crying out loud.
You've got to get into a country.
To get into a country, yes,
yeah.
Everybody accepts that. Everybody. I've had loads of jabs to go to countries, loads, many times.
Well, that answers a lot of questions that people have been having.
Do what?
they may be all right in isolation, but you combine them together in a giant chemical cocktail, and this is what you get. Dear Mr. Abbot and Mrs. McGiffin, who decided on what collective nouns are, like a gaggle of geese, a herd of elephants, a shoal of fish? Also, as a side point, why do people say they are overwhelmed or underwhelmed, but no one ever says they're just whelmed?
Good point.
Sent with a pair of semaphore flags, James in Ringmer. Whelmed. Does that actually mean anything?
I don't think so. No.
Well, I'm not going to take your word for it, am I? Whelmed.
Well, why would you be whelmed? What's the point? You've either got to be underwhelmed or overwhelmed. Why would you just be whelmed?
It does mean something.
Does it?
Engulf, submerge, or bury. It's the past tense of whelm.
Oh, well, who knew?
I know, I didn't. Wow.
No,
This is an educational podcast.
Oh, my God. We're learning something with every week that goes by.
We didn't intend to. I feel slightly duped.
I'll tell you what, though. Yes, who decides what the collective is?
Yeah.
For a bunch of more than one thing. I bet you there are lots of things out there that don't have one. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What do you call what do you call a gang of lawyers, for instance? What do you call them? Is it a gaggle of lawyers, or is it just?
First of all, I'll look that up in a minute because the education continues, whether you like it or not.
Oh, good.
Who decides on the right collective noun for something? The short answer is no one. It just sort of comes about.
It's part of language, though, I suppose, isn't it? It's part of the English language.
It just evolves.
A gaggle of geese. I like that, though.
Yeah, a collective noun of lawyers. I wonder if there is such a thing. Collective noun, lawyers.
Festering puddle of.
A disputation. Wow.
No.
What do you call a group of lawyers? And then it says, under what do you call a group of lawyers? Generally, they are called a law group.
Oh, well, obviously. Or a legal.
No, a disputation or an eloquence or an esque sheet. Never heard of that. Agreed, a huddle or a quarrel.
A huddle.
Yeah.
A huddle applies to lots of things, though, doesn't it? There is a huddle of, I don't know, some animals or something.
So we've learned several things today, most of which I've already forgotten. Dear Brick and Trowel.
Oh.
I blame my parents for my shortcomings, nigh on 50 years now. Should I just keep going until I'm dead? Thanks, Jay.
No, keep blaming them. It's the easy way out, isn't it? You don't have to take responsibility for them then.
I suppose so.
Who do you blame for yours, Snickers?
I don't have any.
Yeah, right. Yeah. How did I know you were going to say that?
You set them up, I'll knock them down, and then edit them later.
You are?
What?
You do what? You sound what up and down and then edit them later. What's that mean?
I said, you set them up, I'll knock them down, and then edit them later.
Oh, yeah, I know you edit this and you edit out the bits that I say that you don't like.
Yeah, that's why you're never funny on these. Yeah. Dear Nick and Carol, thank you, Nick. There, see?
What?
Thank you, Nick. My thermonuclear device turned up today. It's taken up my whole sitting room, and I'm now £2 million in debt. Fireworks night's going to be fun. As for your phone, it must have an off button. If you tell it to turn off, how do you turn it back on? The button you press, it also turns it off. One quick push, it's on a screensaver. Keep your finger on it and you'll get your options to power off, restart, or emergency mode. Hope this helps. P.S. Can you lend me £2 million? Regards, Lee.
That was your little Alexa rude, wasn't it? You were ordering things for people with Alexa.
Yeah.
That was quite funny for you, that.
Very efficient mode of shopping.
Is it?
Yeah. It must have been on special delivery because it got there pretty quick.
I didn't even know it was an actual thing. What is it? I mean, what would it do?
Or blow up.
Would you put it into
really big.
Or put it into a nuclear power station or something?
A thermonuclear device. No,
Yeah.
It's a bomb, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, God. You could get in trouble for that.
Yes. Yeah. You've probably got to have a license for one of those things.
No, you could get in trouble for encouraging people to buy explosives.
Buy bombs, yeah.
Oh, what can we do with Alexa this week? Come on, think of something else.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll think of something else.
You get into trouble, not me.
Right, on that subject, the phones thing. Dear Nick and Carol, if she's listening.
I'm listening.
I have a solution to the problem with your phone, only turning it off when you ask it verbally. Go to the settings app. The icon of that is grey with a white cog. Open that. On the list of icons, you'll see a range of options. You need to press the option called Advanced Features, a yellow icon with a white cog icon. You may need to scroll down to see it. There'll be a list of switches. Find the one that says Side Key. When you press on this, you'll be met with options to customize the function of the side key with which you want to power off your phone. Under press and hold, uncheck Wake Bixby and select Power Off menu. Now, when you long press the power button on the side of your phone, you'll be given the option to turn off your phone with your fingers. Hope this helps. Sent from my Samsung S21 Ultra 5G Pro Max Plus Executive Edition. Wow, you fell asleep. I fell asleep after Dear Nick and Carol, if she's listening.
Yes. The answer to the first question was no.
Wow. I think I'll just leave it on.
Well, exactly. That just sounded so complicated. I bet they don't make it easy, do they, for you to change these kinds of settings that suit them on your phone? So
the menu, if you start going into the menus, trying to look for something that's perfectly reasonable and should be simple, it's just buried so far in there that you've no chance of ever coming up with it. It's just infuriating.
Well, the last update for Apple iPhones, they put in an update on the update to say that was automatically on, that you can be traced and pinged.
What?
Yeah. Like
what was automatically on?
That part of the new system, which basically means that whether you've got the app, the NHS app or not, you can still be traced if you've been kind of in the same vicinity as somebody who's...
What, even if you've not got their app?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
People complain about, the facial recognition technology. And have you heard this new one? Because people are wearing masks now, that facial recognition stuff doesn't work very well. And so they've got other things in reserve that we didn't know about. They can tell who you are by your walk, for instance.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got a unique way of walking, apparently. But you could probably disguise your walk by doing a funny walk. And so now they can tell who you are. Apparently it's like a fingerprint by your heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, I did read that, actually. Yeah, very, very, very worrying.
And they can read that with a laser from a distance.
Oh, my God, right, stop it. No. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just getting out of control, isn't it? It really is getting out of control.
Minority Report. We're living in Minority Report. Yeah.
But I don't know. People are sleepwalking into just accepting all this stuff.
People will accept it for a small convenience.
Yeah.
That's what we've learned, is they'll accept anything for a small convenience. They'll accept the ruination of their town, the decimation of the high street, the collapse of local industry for a tiny discount and a small convenience.
Well, this is it, you see. The big problem here is that people can't get into big supermarkets now unless they've got that thing.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, there's a size limit. So any store or shopping mall that's over 20,000 square meters or something like that you have to have a pass to get in, and they put bodyguards on the door and stop people. I'm not kidding. Stop people going in to buy food. And the thing is, in France, there's loads and loads and loads of markets. There's loads of small retailers, but people have become so used to and so accustomed to going to giant supermarkets all the time.
The small convenience.
Exactly. And I mean, we just don't go to big supermarkets much at all. And even the big supermarkets around here are small by comparison. But mostly we buy stuff from the farmers and the markets.
Yeah. And people bemoan the fact, there's no fishmongers in anymore, and the grocers that closed in 1991. And you used to go to the grocers and they put your apples in a bag.
Yeah,
and they hold the corners and they'd whiz it around. Remember that? Yeah,
paper.
And exactly. When I ever tried that, there's like fruit
go all over the place.
Some sort of magic trick they used to do, but that's all gone because people don't want to do that anymore. They want to go and park in a car park and go and do everything at once, and save for half an hour and 10 pence.
Yeah. And that's what I really love about it here, because it was a Sunday morning, and we went up to the village this morning to get some vegetables and stuff, and I mean, it's just absolutely heaving on Sunday mornings. Everything is open Sunday morning, like the boulangeries, the bakeries, the butchers, the delis, everything, the sweet shops, the chocolate shops, everything is open. And there's queues outside everything on a Sunday, because Sunday's like a big sort of family day, and everyone goes out, buys the meat for the lunch and the fresh bread every day and all of that.
I want fresh bread.
It really is. It's the nicest sort of part that still happens, and it just doesn't happen really in the UK much anymore, does it?
No. Everyone goes to Tesco's, spend 150 quid, and then that's it for the week.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, we do have to go to supermarkets for, big stuff. Like, you can't buy a bog roll in the market, for instance. You do have to go to a shop for that. But then we still go to the tiniest little Lidl and just get it all there. I can't see the appeal of going into a supermarket that's so big. It's going to take you an hour just to walk around it. I mean, that's how big they are. They're huge. Like, why? Why?
It's the same thing with shopping malls.
Yeah.
They're airless, sort of antiseptic, charmless hangars.
Yeah.
And they replace actual streets which have character and different shops, and they change all the time, and
it's true.
They've got personality and all of that. But people give up all of that for some lift music and no rain.
I know. It's just quite sad, really, isn't it? And it's like, here we go again. But it's sometimes I just think I'm really quite glad that I'm old and that I was able to enjoy those things when they did exist.
Yeah. What was that?
The email again. God, that's the first email since we started this. Hang on, just turn it off. It's off now. I just love all that. I know I'm living in the past most of the time, but so what?
Dear Nick and Carol, I hope you can help me. My problem is the pair of you. Firstly, Carol, who the hoovers under the bed?
Me, actually. Oh, God, you do not know how many bugs would be living under your bed in that dust.
Secondly, Nick, why do you keep uploading the podcast on a Tuesday? I know it's you because Carol doesn't do any work. Have you any idea how it feels to wait longingly for a whole week to listen to a new podcast of you two creating comedy gold, only to jump into bed on a Monday night, stick my headphones on, and find myself staring at last week's episode still at the top of the list. Devastating. Please can you stick to Mondays? Love you both, says Leanne, sent from under the bed, which, to be honest, could do with a bloody good hoover.
Come on, Nickers, pull your finger out. What's the matter with you?
You can shut right up. The reason is, weirdly, when I edit it, I then send this, and Greta Thunberg should put her fingers in her ears at this point. I send it to Australia.
What?
The guy who puts it online is in Australia. I don't know why, but that's the way it's worked out. And so I have to hit his work day, because if I send it too late, he's asleep, and so he doesn't see it until his following day, which means that it'll come up online on Tuesday.
Oh, well, no, I'm going, oh, right.
And the reason for that is because Carol insists on doing this on Sunday. So I've got to do everything. I've got to record it and then edit it and then send it on a Sunday. And then, while having to also prep the show that I'm going to be doing tonight. So actually, Leanne, it's Carol's fault.
Mm-hmm. Well, I could have done it yesterday.
Yeah, well, the reason that I didn't see your text was that I mistakenly left my phone on Do Not Disturb all day.
Or I could have done it on Friday.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me that, though, did you?
Well, next week we can do it on Thursday if you want.
Oh, I'm just doing a little kiddie dance.
Well, that's because I'll be in quarantine, won't I? Well, actually, no, I'm flying on Thursday. I can't do it Thursday.
Right. So that plan fell through. Oh, well, never mind. Just going to have to stick it, Leanne. Stop whining.
Why does he have to go to that's just too baffling.
What
is? He goes to someone in Australia to put it online.
Yeah.
How does that make
I think it's just a historical thing that he was the chap that did it, and he used to work here, and then he went to Australia, and so he took his responsibilities with him.
But why would Greta Thunberg give a toss about that?
Well, because it seems like sending it a long way, doesn't it? I mean, it's got to have some sort of impact on the environment. Emails.
Well, yeah, I suppose. That's it.
I mean, billions and billions of emails every day. I mean, the amount of computer power and cooling power for the servers and all of that. I mean, people think that it doesn't have any impact, but it has a massive impact. I mean, it's just, I don't know off the top of my head, so I'll make it up. It's the same as all of the shipping combined. People sending emails to each other, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. You know that.
Well, I thought this was supposed to save all the trees, save all the transport problems, save all of this. And now it turns out that it's just as unenvironmentally friendly to use technology, right?
It's a bit better than if I put it on a cassette and then sent it by post to Australia. But it's not without its damaging effect. All this electronicry.
Mm.
That's Carol contemplating how awful everything is.
Mm. No, there's no way around it, is there? So obviously it just makes you think it's all bullshit, all of it, every single bit of it, because it doesn't matter what you do or what you say, nothing is ever going to be right, is it? It's not right. No. What's the problem? There's just everything's a problem. Everything's difficult. They want to stop you doing everything, literally everything. And then what?
And then everybody will do nothing and live a life like Carol McGiffin.
Well, and then the planet will live for another 10 years or something. Is that it? Oh, I just give up.
You give up? Well, you never. What do you give up? Precisely what are you giving up?
I give up trying to work out what the problem is or what the right thing to do is anymore.
Carol would like it to be known that she is henceforth not going to be caring. You won't notice the difference.
In future, I'm just going to deliberately do the wrong thing every single time.
In future?
Yeah, in future. What? What?
Don't what me, lad.
I'm very law-abiding.
Are you?
Yes.
That's a no, isn't it?
No. That's a no.
Dear Nick and Carol, please help. My brother just ate a what's it sandwich, which had butter in it, from Nathan.
Oh, God, that really is. Right, just stop it.
P.S. He decided to have it with what's it's because there weren't any cheese and onion crisps left. Well, now, a cheese and onion crisp sandwich is a marvellous thing.
It is. Even I like things like that. But not
what's it?
Not what's it.
That's vile. What do you want to do that for?
The problem with what's it is they get so stuck in your teeth, don't they?
Yeah.
Terrible. The funniest thing I ever heard about what's it was, I don't know, I can't remember who said it. It was someone on Twitter just said that Ed Sheeran reminds me of my thumb after I've been eating a packet of what's it.
Yeah, sorry about that, Ed, but it's actually factual.
It's quite funny though, isn't it? It's like, it's so brilliantly observed because that's exactly what he looks like.
Poor Ed.
He doesn't give a shit, bloody hell. He doesn't care about anything. He's quite good like that, isn't he?
He's a human being, Carol, with feelings.
No, he don't give a toss. He's loaded. He's so loaded. Does what he likes when he likes. Bit like James Blunt, who I do think is a bit of a rhyme in slang type. But I just like him because he doesn't give a toss what anybody thinks of him. His Twitter feed is quite hilarious, actually. He replies to people and doesn't care.
The thing with Ed Sheeran is, I mean, I've got zero time for his music, but it must be brilliant being that self-reliant because other bands, they show up with, 6 trucks full of equipment and they got lighting and, inflatable dolls that dance about the stage and they've got 10 people in the band and all of that. And he just shows up with a guitar and his little box of tricks under his foot and that's it.
Exactly. Self-sufficient, relies on nobody or nothing. Yeah. Although he does, I'm sure he does have to have backup and tour people and other musicians and stage hands. And
doesn't he do it all himself? He doesn't have any musicians on stage, does he? It's just him.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen him.
Yeah, he like when Glastonbury was a thing, he was on there every blooming year. Oh God, here's Ed Sheeran again. And it was just him and his guitar.
He's quite popular, isn't he?
Yeah, mystifying. The kids love bland, but they always have.
Yeah, but he's done a few good, quite catchy numbers, but they've been ruined by adverts. Ruined. Nice. Adverts? Yeah, they were used on bloody adverts and have absolutely flogged them to death.
Yeah. Why? I mean, how much money do these people need? I mean, if you've got 100 million quid in the bank, why would you then rent your song out to like a bank or something like that? What? Why? Why do they do that? Like the Stones. The Stones have got one of their songs on an advert lately, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, Mick, how much do you need?
Well, and he's quite mean, apparently, isn't he, in real life? So never enough. It's never enough. The problem with money, people who have that much money, it's never enough. And so
it's true. Really your lifestyle expands to encompass all the money that's coming in. Can we just Nick and what's your problem with Nick and Carol? Would like to make it clear that what's your problem with Nick and Carol does not think Mick Jagger is tight.
No, he is.
Not saying that.
Look, lots of people have a reputation for being a little bit mean, and
I thought that was Rod Stewart.
Well, Rod Stewart, yeah. I thought the Mick
Jagger's thing was that he was like a businessman with money, Whereas Keith, of course, he's just
Well,
whatever, man, whatever.
Gunny fags. I think that I've actually heard Keith say that Mick Jagger is frugal, shall we say?
Frugal, right?
Yeah.
That's much better. Yeah, it's Rod Stewart that's tied.
Well, I've heard.
Although he came out of I don't know, one of those Scots. I think it was Scots. And he was pictured with, it looked like a 50 in his hand that he was giving to the doorman.
Yeah.
But he had it in his hand for such a long time. And there were so many pictures of him about to give the doorman a 50. I thought, right, really? Did it really take that long to slip him a 50? I don't know.
Well, they do well, those people who work on the doors in those restaurants. They do very, very well indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I don't think Rod's mean. He is genuinely frugal, I think. He does all his shopping in Zara, believe it or not.
No, I don't believe it. That's complete rubbish.
I'm absolutely serious. Yes, he does. I swear.
That's absolute crap.
It's not crap.
Stuff that he wears must cost an absolute fortune.
No, he's shot. Listen, I know because I know his missus and she works on Loose Women the same as us. And he's been in a few times and he was wearing these shoes. And I looked at her, I went, oh, they're really nice. Really cool shoes. And he went, yeah, Zara. I get everything from Zara. And they were Zara.
Rubbish.
I'm not. Why can you not believe anything I say? I'm telling you, that's the absolute truth. He loves Zara.
He may have once bought something in Zara, but most of it is Gianni Versace and all that.
No, he buys everything. Just Google pictures of him, and I swear to God, you'll find all the clothes that he wears on Zara. Definitely, 100%. Seriously, he looks. People think he's wearing designer gear because he's Rod Stewart, but I'm not lying. He buys everything in Zara. Loves it.
Bollocks.
No, it's not bollocks.
Anyway, dear Nick and Carol, I thought I'd just tap into something you said in the last podcast about characters eating in soaps. As you would know, Nick, as an avid fan of The Sopranos, they did have food scenes on a regular basis. They did. They were always eating or always having a plate of food in front of them.
It's hardly a soap, though, is it?
Right, yeah, but like on screen.
Oh.
And he says, and Tony was always eating or stabbing it to death. I'm never really sure. That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah.
He never really put anything in his mouth. He would always just be like stabbing his food with his fork like he was trying to kill it. Or he was generally drinking out of shot glass and says, just thought I'd mention it, all the best, Cade. Yeah, all those Italian things, they do seem to center around food, don't they? Like the Godfather films were all about food as well.
Well, they are very food orientated, aren't they? The Italians and the French, even though they don't open all day long and dictate when you want to eat, which is fucking annoying.
You've got your eye on the clock, haven't you?
You really have, and sometimes it's too early for lunch. Do you know what I mean? Like 12:30. Most of them go 12:30. And you go,
that's too
12.
early. I mean, you'd have to be going to bed really early for to be ready for lunch at 12:30.
Yeah, that's like brunch time, maybe a cross between breakfast and lunch, but proper lunch like they have. They sit there and eat, that raw steak thing and all those sort of really complicated dishes at 12:30 in the afternoon. It's just
too early. Yeah. So I'll keep you for another, half an hour, so you don't have to eat too early, Carol. Thank you. You're welcome. Dear Nick and Carol, I have a very scientific problem. The first plague was blamed on the poor old rat. COVID is being blamed on a bat. Will the next pandemic be blamed on a cat or a gnat? That's Simon.
Very good.
Yes. Dear Sid and Nancy, the podcast punks.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I've only recently started listening to your podcast and I've been catching up on your back catalogue. Last night I listened to the Face Tattoo podcast. Remember that?
Yes, brilliant.
Unfortunately, I laughed so much I had leakage in the undercarriage department.
Oh.
Other podcasts lead me to believe that you are both of a similar age to myself, elderly.
I don't like that term, thank you.
Really, no. And I presume you may have suffered a similar leakage as a result of your age. Can you recommend any clothing that would hide my embarrassment? I would add that I haven't laughed so much since Bradley Walsh had a similar incident over Fanny Schmelar on The Chase.
Stop it.
That's what it says. It says Kevin Hadfield. I remember I saw Ken Dodd, and one of the first things he said was, "Oh, you're going to be in trouble. You're wearing beige trousers."
Very presumptuous, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, have you ever had a leak? I haven't.
No.
No, definitely not. But then I think most women my age probably have, but they would have had kids. And I've never had kids. So I think that's probably why I don't suffer with that problem.
Right. Or any of the problems associated with having kids.
Having kids. Exactly. Like having no money and never being allowed to go on holiday. Oh, wait.
No time.
on holiday anyway.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a bit odd, isn't it? I'll tell you what you can do to hide things like that. Just wear Pampers.
Pampers? What's that?
Well, there's baby nappies.
Oh, right.
Pampers. But I think they do them for grown-ups as well.
Yeah.
Like pants that have got like lining stop.
Yeah. So each podcast should come with one of those free.
With a free
one.
With a free pair of incontinence pants.
Yeah.
I did get asked actually once to do a campaign. You know, like people who are on the telly get asked to endorse certain things.
Mm.
And I got asked to endorse that kind of thing. And when my agent said to me, "Would you interested?" It was a lot of money. It was quite a lot of money. And I just thought, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to, because, you know, you sometimes you have to go on these sort of junket things where you speak to like 15 radio stations in one day and you say the same thing. And, oh, yeah, I've got this terrible problem. You know, every time I laugh, a bit of weed comes out. And you have to say that like out loud. But even when it's not true. And some people like me will do absolutely anything for a few quid, and they'll just do it. And I'm like, it's like, I know, right, that same campaign went to somebody that I know, and it's like I'm thinking, oh God, really?
You'll be forever known as the incontinence lady.
Well, yeah, sometimes things like that do stick, but especially if it's a TV advert or something like that.
Yeah. You forever, yeah.
It's just no way. And my agent, Craig, he said to me, he said, "Are you sure? I mean, it's a lot of money. It's not much. You'd have to do like one day's work." And I'm like, nope. I'm not doing it.
I'll do it.
Well, you do it then. You do it. You talk about having, little accidents, as they say, little accidents. It's just not, it's not right. And it kind of makes you think or feel much older than you are if you start talking about that stuff. Do you know, even if it happens, you shouldn't really talk about it. And I know people go, yeah, but it's raising awareness. And it's like, well, how can you not be aware that you're pissing your own pants?
Is that how they'd say it?
That is how they say it. That's exactly how they say it. Yeah, but it's raising awareness. Yeah.
Judith and Carol, I live in France. Sadly, not in quite such a glamorous location as Carol, but in the rustic southwest. My problem is I cannot find Best magazine here. Recently, I was in Perpignan train station, and there was a wealth of English publications. I asked the woman behind the counter, but she gave a Gallic shrug and said, "Best? Non, pas ici."
No, not here.
Would love to read Carol's articles on a regular basis. She has lashings of common sense and is gutsy and admirable on so many levels, although politically dyslexic.
Oh, here we go. Sausages.
Yeah, yours, Felicity. You can read it on the internet, Felicity.
No, you can't. Not unless you can subscribe to it from the Apple Store or the App Store. I mean, and get the app on a tablet or a phone, I presume. But
really?
yeah, I don't think it's available online unless I put it up there. And most of the time, I don't, because I'm a bit
Lazy.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
No, I'm a bit rubbish at promoting myself. Really
Lazy.
rubbish at it.
Lazy. Yeah.
No, not lazy, rubbish. But yeah.
Well, we'll tell you about that in a minute. But finally, because Carol's got to go off and enjoy herself while I sit here and work for the rest of the day on my birthday. I have never seen a ghost, but have always wondered, are ghosts naked or does their clothing die with them? That's a good point.
Well, I think that is a good point. And I think that people should put more thought into what they get buried in or burnt in. Because maybe they are the clothes that you're going to have for the rest of your non-life.
Yeah, exactly right. The rest of your non-existence, yeah. Says, many thanks, Axel. That is a good point. Yeah, how come ghosts are always dressed?
Yeah, they are. Well, sometimes they just wear a sheet.
And on that very true note, that's it. What do you do then?
I do a column for Best Magazine, which isn't available in Perpignan train station.
No,
but it is available on an app, and it's relatively reasonably priced, actually. So if you want to get it, but I'm going to start putting it up online. I must make a note to myself to promote myself more. And in that regard, my column is in Best, and I'm going on tour. I'm coming back to the UK next week. And then I'm going around the UK doing a show called Lunch and Laughs Live. So you can buy tickets for lunchandlaughslive.com. Not much in the south of England, but we are in Brighton. So if you live in the south of England, then come to Brighton.
Yeah, you get a goodie bag and everything.
Yeah, you get free fizz and you get lunch and you get a laugh and you get a goodie bag. And I also am returning to Loose Women next week. Well, by the time this podcast comes out, it will be next week. But yeah. All right, that's it. What do you do, Nickers?
Have you got the time to hear it?
Shut up. Ooh,
I do another podcast apart from this, which is called The Nick Abbot Habit, which is from old shows, pre-COVID. They're disease-free. It's a half an hour of concentrated amusement from, just the laughs bits.
Yeah.
Old shows, The Nick Abbot Habit. And there's also the Whole Show podcasts, which are my Friday and Saturday shows, condensed down. We take the ads and the news out. It'll take less time to listen to. You'll save electricity, and the planet will appreciate it. And I'm on the radio Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10 on LBC.
God, where do you find the time, Nickers, honestly?
Well, it's you wouldn't understand, Carol. It's called working.
Yeah, but it's not real work, is it, for you? Not really. You're not hardly going down a coal mine, are you?
Or is that the only option available?
Well, no, everybody, when they talk about work and real work, they always compare it to going up chimneys or down coal mines, and nobody really does any of those things anymore.
Right. Well, like we're living in the 1890s. Yeah.
Or Mary Poppins.
It's not like working in a call centre. Let's put it like that.
Oh, dear. Anyway, have a lovely birthday, Nickers. I'll send you something in the post. Be expectant.
Well, it better be nice. It better not be a joke present. It better be nice.
Oh, see, so ungrateful.
It's a joke present, isn't it? I hate it. I'm sending it back.
It's not a joke present, actually. I won't put it in the post till I come back. I'm not posting it from here because you'll have to pay duty on it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, okay then.
All right. Is that all right?
Yeah, you'll need my address.
Well, I'll send it to Global.
No, don't do that.
Why?
Don't do that.
Why? Well, give me your address then.
Yeah, that's
you listening, people?
Yeah.
No, give it to me after.
I'll text it to you.
All right.
Well, I look forward to that, and then I'll describe it in detail on the next podcast, to your undoubted shame.